Hola amigos, aquí es Stanley King, este es Tecpan Xela 2025. Más de 1000 pilotos on esta carrera. Okay, gonna switch to English now. Brought down 6 guys from Las Vegas. We all did the race again this year, the Tecpan Xela. I should say I did the race again. The other 6 guys, they did it for the first time. This absolutely blew their mind. This is going down Caracol right here. So what I've done is a little synopsis of the race at the start of the video here for you guys with the short attention spans. So once we get to about 1 minute in, the video will play in the long version. So you guys who want to sit down and hear a story, you can hang out with me. But check out this trail. It's just gorgeous. This is going down to Lake Atitlan in Guatemala. This is about a 140-mile race, 200-kilometer race. You have to finish in 8 hours. There's multiple sections. You go through, I don't know how many different climates. It's just incredible. Rivers, jungle, forest, you name it. Just beautiful. That's Lake Atitlan there. The trails are gorgeous. All right, guys, for you with the short attention span, we'll see you later, and here's the feature. Well over 1,000 guys entered the race this year, and this is a multi-section race where you go through more of Guatemala than most Guatemalans will ever see of the country in their life. You hit everything from connector roads to pavement to hard enduro to really crazy sections. And the thing that's just so cool, look at this. This is a bummer. This is my day right here. My back brake blew out, exploded. I was only able to ride half the race, but my other 6 guys, they made the whole race. It just blew their mind.
Where's Stan?
So I got to ride about 70 miles of this thing, and then I had to load up in the truck.
To my adventure boys, the volcano trails of Guatemala. Fucking brutal. Stan King Productions, the man to blame.
So our group that you see in the race, we're called the Circus. We're the clowns out of Las Vegas, Nevada. I talked to the boys about this race after I did it last year, and the guys got together and they said, let's go, let's do it. So they came down to Guatemala. We did 3 days of warm-up rides, got the bikes from Revolution Bikes and from Adventure Moto Tours, Antigua, Guatemala. Got everything dialed in, got ready to go, and man, these guys didn't know what they were in for. They figured it out though, because man, they just can't even believe what they saw and what they went through. But like I said, this race goes through more of Guatemala than most Guatemalans will ever see of their country. Just incredible trails. Everything from high altitude forests to jungle to rivers to sand to dusty to really hard enduro timed sections. It's kind of set up like a ISDE race. So, you know, some of this is connector sections, but they don't last very long, and all of a sudden they throw like a deep river right in your face, or, you know, and then there's active traffic too everywhere, so you got to watch out for the cars and the tuk-tuks, and you have 8 hours to finish this race. So you start at like 7:30 in the morning, so 8 hours later you got to be done, and it's no joke. It's a point-to-point race, so logistically you got to get dropped off at the start and then figure out chase drivers, that whole deal, so you can get picked up, and you know, you got to fuel on your way. Now check this out. This is going down to Caracol up in look at that, so cool, in Lake Atitlan. This is my buddy Ryan who did all this footage. He filmed the whole race, and he hung with the crew. I was with them for probably the first 10-15 miles, and then it was over. So unfortunately, like I said, I had to load up in the truck, and I was bummed out. I didn't get to do this section because with no back brake, it was impossible. So I had to ride around this. But man, these guys didn't even know. I didn't even warn them about it. But this is like an old Mayan trail down to Lake Atitlan. And every year they do this section, and every year it's just awesome. The pictures that you get out of here, some guys actually ride this right through. They never even get off the bike, the top guys, and they just book it right through. I don't know how they do it without biting it, but last year I had to jump off the bike, and this is, you're holding your breath and pulling your bike and grabbing your front brake, but it's cool. And the views that you see of the lake too, it's hard not to look because it's just so gorgeous down below. Most people think about Guatemala, and the last thing they think about is hard enduro or dirt biking. And the crazy thing is they get well over 1,000 guys to show up for this race, and they have an active race calendar. There must be 2 to 3 races every month, 3 different series of enduro races. That doesn't include rally. Guatemala is a motorcycle country. It's amazing. And the dirt bikes that the guys show up on, they're nice bikes. The other thing you wouldn't really expect is, you're riding through all these little towns, and there's tons of Mayan people everywhere who are super nice. The kids come out, they line the roads, the people line the roads. A lot of these places you can't even really get a car into, as you can see here. So it's just, people walk up and down, and you're riding through their homes here. Look at that guy's got something carried on his head there. But it's just such a different culture to ride through. And the people, for the most part, are totally stoked to see you, which is really nice. It's such a beautiful place. If you ever get a chance to go to Guatemala, I highly recommend you do. If you need to figure out where to go, what to see, give Jose Rivas in Antigua a call. He's got the Adventure Tours Antigua, Guatemala. Or you can call Victor Ruano, who puts on this race, or call Revolution Bikes, or just give a call to somebody. It's not hard to find guys who ride enduro or dual sport or whatever in this country. Look at that. Everything's kind of slow motion, and sometimes you got to watch out. This poor Trigger there, he just about got hit by a tuk-tuk. But you just keep cruising, man. You just keep moving and keep your head on a swivel. But look at all these people who are out to watch the race. It's so cool. This is everywhere. Everywhere in the country it was like this. People are excited to see you get out and do this race and see their country. It's just beautiful. But again, like I said, the trail is no joke. It's challenging. I mean, there's parts that are easy too. The connector roads are not tough, but you still have to watch out. But man, the time sections that they have, some of it's stout. That's for sure. And the other thing too is, if you've never seen this terrain before, you don't know where you're going to be. And it looks, here it's sunny in this part of the race, and then all of a sudden here it's dry. And then you get up above, and then boom, the clouds change. You're up in the cloud forest. This is super slippery. It just rained. And it's just such a different thing. You see so much of the country during this race. Just beautiful. And this is an old Spanish trail here or something. Again, you go over steps, you go over trails, you go over single track, you go through the forest, you go through these small towns. It just blows your mind, this race. So every year they put on this race in January. If you get a chance to come in from, I don't care. I mean, there were guys in the race this year from Colombia. I think there were 8 or 9 of us from the U.S. I brought down 6 guys. There's El Salvadorians that show up, and Mexicans and Hondurans, all kinds of guys. But this race, the way they put it on and the way it's marked and the things that you see, this is just absolutely priceless. And it's not impossible, which is nice as well. They have different classes. They have novice, expert, super expert. So if you're a world-class rider, you can tuck right in with other world-class riders. You'll finish this in probably about 4 hours, something like that. The novices will obviously finish in about 8. Most of the experts finish anywhere between 6 and 7 hours, something like that, but it's doable, you know. But all right, guys, well, if you enjoyed this video, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. I do videos like this all the time. They also have a side-by-side class. They send them on a different route in this race, but yeah, I'd love to have you on board, so come join us. Here's a couple pictures of the boys. Man, they were stoked. It's good to have a michelada, and what a great group. What a great time. Take it easy, guys.